morning, another day, we're back on the road. Today we're hopefully taking a better road than what we did last time we were on the road. So far so good. But anyway, today, yesterday actually signified 1.5 years officially we'd been travelling for on the road full time. So yep. Doesn't actually feel that long.
Not at all.
Yeah. So, but today is another significant day for us. We are going to get our setup weighed again, so that's where we're heading towards today. But we've already got the water tanks full in the caravan. We will ensure that the car's full of fuel once we get to our destination. So we will bring you along and film our weigh-in and see if we are under or over. Who knows? We've been trying our best to be under, but you just never know until you get onto those scales. But yeah, we'll talk through all the different acronyms and stuff while we're there and doing that. So, but in the meantime, because we've got a 5-hour drive to actually get to where we're getting weighed in Orange in New South Wales. If we happen to see anything on the way that's interesting, we shall show you.
Comment below before we actually get to that section, when you think we're going to be over or under.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. We don't know, so...
And by how much, either way.
Yeah, let us know now. Alright, yeah, we'll be back if we see something interesting on the way. Otherwise, we will see you at the weigh-in.
G'day, we are Chris and Tracy. We made a life-changing decision, sold up everything in March 2022 to live in a caravan full-time, to travel and explore Australia. Come along and follow us as we live and share our dream.
Alright, here we are in Orange finally, and we are about to get our setup weighed again. So we are here with Greg from Correct Weight. He's just here filling out all our details and just checked that our coupling and our chains and everything were up to standard that you have to be, and checking out what the ATMs and everything for the car and caravan is, and then it'll be time to hop on the scale shortly and then find out if we're under or over. So remember, put in the comments, what do you think we're going to be and by how much? Alright, here we go.
Once
you've done your change,
yep.
I'm going to send you backwards about 1 metre.
Yep.
Alright, now time to tell. Finally we'll know exactly what we're going to be weighing. I don't know if that's a good thing.
Who's had a guess? Who's had a guess? So we go under or over?
I'm nervous. We don't have, I don't think there's literally anything. We even went through the caravan and car again last night and threw out anything that we possibly don't use anymore, and I don't think there's literally anything else left that we could possibly get rid of. So
my
safety Dave just fell off the windscreen. Whoops. Alright, so we'll pull up over the scale shortly.
How long have you been going through this?
We've been at it 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Backwards and forwards to Orange once a month.
Okay, so getting the scales down on the caravan now, ready to see what the caravan by itself weighs. So this is who we're getting weighed with, Correct Weight. So Greg comes to, where are we? Orange once a month, and otherwise he's in Dubbo, but you can get in contact with him with those details or see him online.
The GTM is well and truly covered. with the off-road chassis. So very little chance you're going to go over on that. But as far as the ATM goes, depends what the manufacturer sets it at as to what it's going to be. So I really can't answer your question on...
I don't know if I said that right. So you can't tow at your ATM if you're over your GTM. Is that correct or wrong? Because your GTM is always lower than your ATM. GTM is what you... when it's hooked to the car.
So your GTM plus your tow ball mass is your ATM.
That's right, yeah.
That's right. So you've got, like your car, you've got sets of axle groups or single axles to comply with.
Yep.
Then you've got gross masses to also comply with. So if they take the axle group load plus your tow ball mass equals your ATM. If you're over, then you're over.
Yeah. Well, you'd be well over your GTM as well. If you're
Not
over your
necessarily.
ATM.
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
No, you can have a GTM rating and then have 400 kilos of ball weight, which is not unlikely. Could tip you over the ATM.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's confusing, isn't it? No wonder people are so confused all the time. So
I always worked on the principle if I make sure I'm at my GTM, I'm never going to be over my ATM.
No.
Then obviously that's wrong.
Yeah. Because you're not taking into consideration the tow ball mass.
tow ball weight, okay.
Yeah. Even though it's being carried by the car, that download or that downward pressure is still being applied to the car.
Yeah.
So, yeah. If you're within your ATM, then you shouldn't be over on your gross axle load, with the exception of single axle caravans.
Yeah.
Very delicate to get a nice distribution across the caravan. Getting the right amount of ball weight and not going over on the axle can be difficult.
Okay.
But in a group, in a tandem like yours, not so much of an issue. It's more ball weight for you.
And last time we struggled to come up to that ball weight.
We're only 7% last time, so yeah. Okay, so going back up again, but the boards from the car have been taken out, so they'll take a different measurement. So I can say, oh dear, sun. Oh, now I'm in the shade. Greg has been very, very, very thorough with us, measuring all sorts of things that I must admit didn't happen the first time around. So yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see the results that we have this time. So we've unplugged the car. More measurements. So this is the tow ball weight, is it? This measurement? Yep. See if we're more than 7% or 8% than we were last time. So is that just making sure that we're level?
So what I'm doing there is making sure the van is at least level or slightly nose down.
Okay.
And I'll capture this way.
Yep. Extra pressure on weight on the rear axle.
360 on the rear axle. Which
Right.
back here is around 280.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Sorry.
That's okay. Yep.
My head was thinking something different.
That's all right. Yep. On the rear axle. Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's not as devastating. We're talking about two different things.
Yeah, yeah.
I was looking at the impact on the rear axle.
Yeah, yeah.
If I run that out to here, which is what we call internal compartment or
Yep.
internal, so we're sitting at right on 3.3 metres.
3.3, yep.
So that means
What's our overhang? What's the percentage?
Well, what it means is we're limited to 3.3 on the rear overhang as well. We have a maximum of 3.7, but if it's, say, 2 metres up the front, then we're only allowed 2 metres at the back. So you're 3.3.
Okay, right. Yep.
And you're 3.3.
Oh, is it?
Right on spare tyre.
Right on the spare tyre,
So
okay.
if you really want to get technical,
Yep.
bags over.
Oh, okay.
Over length.
Okay. Yep.
It's big.
Right, yep.
Just so you're aware of it.
Yep.
Okay, that's good to know, yeah. We could put it on the back of the car.
Something I'll do while I was up.
1.3, okay.
Yeah.
And we're right there, okay. There you go, things you don't know, because we're not caravan manufacturers. Alright, so it's been a couple of days since our setup was weighed. We weren't able to go through the end figures with Greg because he had people waiting to get weighed after us, so we weren't going to take up his time there. So now the answers that we're waiting for.
Hang on, before you say that, don't forget, comment below before we give you the answer. Were we over or under? By a little or a lot, you say. Well,
And there's 4 different weights that you end up with, main weights, isn't there?
Yep.
Okay, so
drum roll, please. Our GCM stands for gross combined mass. That means the car fully loaded, fully fueled with everything as you travel, as well as your caravan hooked to it, also fully loaded with all your water and everything else in. We have a total allowable GCM of 7 tonne. We came in at 6931, so we're actually 69 kilos under our GCM.
yay!
That's a tick. Pass that one.
That was a tick.
Now,
GBM.
okay, our GVM. I've got glasses on, I still can't read it. Our GVM, which stands for the gross vehicle mass, which is a maximum allowable mass of the fully loaded vehicle, when and that includes when your caravan's hooked to it. We're allowed to be 3.5. Our actual weight measured was 3,720, so we're actually 220 kilos over on the vehicle, on the patrol, when the caravan is hooked to it. It's funny, we can be under overall, but we're over when it comes to the vehicle. So we're 220 kilos over maximum allowable.
And that's pretty much most of that, not all of that's on the rear axle, isn't it?
We'll get to that.
We can go to that.
Yeah. The caravan, and this is where I get a little bit confused as well. Our ATM, which means the aggregate trailer mass, means your caravan fully loaded when it's not hitched to the tow vehicle. So I don't know what really relevance that has to it. In my mind, you really should be worried about what you are when you're towing it on the road. So if it's not hooked to the car, you're not towing. So, but anyway, our ATM, our caravan, has a rating of 3,300 kilograms, so 3.3 tonne. We actually weighed at 3.486, so we're actually 186 kilos over on the caravan when it's not hitched to the car.
Yep.
Then you go to the GTM, which is the gross trailer mass, when it is hitched to the car. Again, that's fully loaded with water and all your supplies. Our GTM, we're allowed 3.151 tonne. and we came in at 3211. So we're actually only 60 kilos over on the caravan when we're hooked up to the car, fully loaded.
So that means all we've got to do is have one water tank empty, and then we're under.
Yep.
With that, so we're okay there.
Yep.
However, because we don't fully understand the meaning of the ATM when it's not hooked to the car and you're not towing with it, but it's over, we are looking into, and we're currently on a waiting list to get the ATM upgraded on the caravan, which we have discovered that we will be able to.
Which also increases the GTM of the caravan.
Yes, yeah. We could take it to 3.5, which we're allowed with our tow vehicle.
Which will more than cover what weights we're over.
Yeah, so we're just waiting for...
But in the meantime, we'll have to make sure...
We only have one water tank full.
We travel with one water tank.
We've never generally travelled with 2 full water tanks anyway, unless we've been weighed, so that's not a problem for us.
It means if we're going to free camp, and we will be doing a lot more of that coming up shortly, we'll get into that in another video, but it just means that we'll travel as close as possible to our destination and top up the water.
Second tank,
I know you're still going to be over for maybe 10-15 kilometres or whatever it takes to get into the camp, but that's the best we can do at the moment till the
upgrades are done.
Upgrades. Or we travel in empty and we have to buy a water bladder or something like that, fill that up, unhitch, go back, fill that up, and come back and fill up the caravan, which probably would be the more sensible way to do it to make sure you're legal. I probably would err towards that way anyway. Also, while Greg from, we should say a shout out to Greg from, correct weight, sorry, Greg, very thorough, covered a lot, had a chance to speak to him while he was weighing the caravan, but Greg was very thorough in what he did. He even went so far as he checked the compliance on our mirrors, the ADRs, Australian design rules, and the specs on the mirrors, what they have to be. The shackles. Now, so there's a debate I know on Facebook about whether the shackles or the hooks are legal. Well, the hooks are legal as long as they meet the specifications. And we have hooks on the back of ours, and they're well within the specs.
And ours were rated to 8 tonnes, so we were well and truly within.
Also, he checked the height to the number plate on the caravan. There is a law regarding that. Maximum can be 1,300 from the ground to the number plate, which we were inside that. Check the table. Well, in our case, we have DO35 hitch, so we don't have a 50mm ball. We have the pin, so that's fine. It's rated to the right specs. And he also checked the overhang of your caravan. So from your rear axles to the very back point of the caravan, and that means if you've got a rear bar with a tyre on the back, it's to the very rear portion of what's on your caravan. And he checked that as well, and they all passed with flying colours. That's fine. Our weight distribution, i.e. left to right, on the car, well, 50-50. So the car's perfect.
Yep.
On the caravan, we had 52% on the right side and 48% on the left side, so that's pretty damn close. So,
and on the right-hand side's where the
kitchen and services and fridge and all that, so obviously it's very hard to get
balance with that,
but it's 4% more on one side.
Not much difference, So overall, we weren't too bad. We were definitely a lot better than the first time around, and we had dumped so many things. The table weight.
We're 8%, so we're at 275 kilos of downforce on the table, so which is reasonable. It could be a little bit higher. I know there's no law saying as long as you don't exceed your maximums, but all the way people try and say they would like to see around about 10% of your weight of your caravan on the rear bar, so it just helps with stability and things like that. So what does that mean for us? Well, yes, we got the caravan booked in to have our GVM ATM increased.
Well, we're on a waiting list
up 200 kilos, and that'll cover the caravan totally. The patrol, we have contacted a few different suppliers, and luckily, because it's close to Christmas time, we've managed to book the patrol in November. What's the name? Now, they used to be part of Patroller Part. Now the Patroller Part, Patroller Part has they've sold their workshop to the guys who actually were working in the workshop. So it's not actually Patroller Part. I'll tell you who they are. I've just got to look it up.
I can't remember the name.
No, that's not the one.
We've got a lot of quotes. We were ringing around everywhere getting quotes to see where we can get in, because a lot of people are booked out to like February next year. So we're thinking, oh geez, because we're hoping to...
They've now called Frontline Automotive Solutions.
There you go. Yes.
So it's still the same workshop in the location as if you knew it as Patroller Part. Just they sold that to the mechanics that were working in that, so they now run it and they now own it. It's totally separate. So the guys there, they wanted the information that we'd already had done to the car, which we emailed to them, and luckily for us, a lot of those components are part of the kit. So we only need minimal, some control arms, lower control arms, and that to bring the car up to level, and that'll bring us up to 4 tonne. So it'll give us an extra 500 kilos. Boom. And so that will make us totally legal, and it'll give us probably 200 kilos to spare on the vehicle as well. So
that'll be good. So yeah, then we'll be all legal, but that is booked in November. So yeah.
Now, saying that, for those who have patrols, I'll just run over what's on our car. On our patrol, we don't have any rear drawers. We have the third row of seats removed. We have a false floor in the back with a 47 litre fridge freezer on a slide. That's it in the car. Don't have any extra batteries, don't have any inverters in that. On the rear of the car, if you've seen, we have a rear bar, an Outback Accessories rear bar with a swing away twin jerry can holder and a tyre carrier. And on the front we have a Razzler front bar, no hoop, with a 12,000 carbon winch on the front. Now that's all that's been done to the car accessory wise. Underneath it's already had the right sort of springs put in. It's already got airbags. In the rear of the car it does have an ARB twin compressor inside the rear quarter powder plumbed in. So that's it, and that's only with 2 of us in the vehicle.
Alrighty, here's something different for you. We're actually driving Mount Panorama at the moment, Bathurst. So we've got the other GoPro going on the side of the car that's showing the lap that we're doing. You do have to be careful and mindful of the speed limit, which is 60 kilometres an hour.
40 at the moment because they're setting the track up for the race.
Oh, there you go, didn't see that one. 40. So yes, they do have cameras out here, so you do have to obey the speed limit. You can't go screaming around here like you're one of the drivers in the race. But yeah, they're preparing the track, and they'll probably overlay us talking here to the actual visual of us going around on the track. But something that we wanted to do while we're in the area, and yeah, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, well, we're lucky here that it is close to the race, so all the signage is up and it looks like the racetrack other than a normal road, because this is just a normal road when the race is not being on. That's why we're allowed to drive on it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. So thought we'd show the footage of just doing a lap when the race is not on, and yeah,
if we're lucky we might even do a reverse lap.
Yeah, they say that sometimes you're allowed to do the reverse lap. We have seen people going the other way, but I'm not sure if that's just workers or if they're allowing it. So we shall see. Anyway, enjoy the footage, and we'll get back to you later. it seems that we are allowed to go backwards around the track this time round. Maybe. Prepare to stop up. We just have to wait for the people who are fixing up, putting signage on the road, but otherwise we're allowed to do the lap the other way, which will be interesting. You don't often see that, so that's pretty good, and we'll show the lap the other way. Enjoy! Alright, little segment here. As you can see, I have made a few crochet toys now. So we've got a little stall here wherever we're staying now, so if anybody wants to buy anything. But we're actually going to start adding some of these onto our website as well. So like my rooster that I just finished. So the prices, I've looked up Australia Post, and for the satchels there's different sizes that these will fit in. I've checked what size I'll fit in and match the prices for the prepaid satchels. So on there will be the price of these plus the price of the satchel for postage, so that's what the website will include. So yeah, just thought if anybody's interested for gifts and that coming up. So it's Chris's favourite is Stuart here.
Stewie!
And octopus are very popular. Oh no!
Oh, he's at the ground!
No! Oh no, I have to dust him off.
He's escaped.
I didn't hook him up better.
Just sitting on the table.
I shall put him on the table now. And other favourites, the dinosaur, bees, and the other bee, this cutie bee. I love these one. He crosses his legs when he's sitting there. And the cow. These little spots. This is one of Chris's favourite ones. This is a snuggler for little ones that although not too little because they have safety eyes and they're not recommended for under 3s because they can come undone. But yeah, it's a cute like nighttime snuggler. Nice and flopsy. And I've got little penguins, and I've got the mum one and the bub one. On the website I might sell those as a matching pair. So you've got to get out of the shade. So
where's the kangaroo?
The kangaroo, Ozzy. So there's Ozzy I made for Ozzy Encounters, so we'll have him up on the website as well. And if there's something that you see would like but it's not in the colours that you'd like, you can always send us a message and request if I can do something custom. People are crazy for frogs, so I've got a couple of versions of frogs. There's the long leggy one, and there's a different leggy ones. For some reason these leggy ones, like, I don't know, they look like Minecraft something, I don't know, but they're very popular that I see on YouTube videos anyway. And got a squid.
Yeah, for the fishermen.
Yeah, unicorn. But yeah, all sorts. Oh, and the other popular ones, where are they? Yeah. are the chickens. This one's sesame chicken with his little feathers. So yeah. So yeah, have a look out. So we'll get them up.
Go to Ozzy Encounters website under merchandise.
Yeah, we'll put it under merchandise and just have a section for crochet toys. And
anything, what are you going to do? Any of the toys will be free postage.
Yeah, well, I'll put the postage in the cost, so we won't have additional postage. I'll do as the basic, the cheapest that I can, which is hard with Australia Post because it's not that cheap. But yeah, what we can do to cover the cost will be in the price already. All right, so thanks for that, and over to Chris.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Chris. Tonight we're going to do something on the stovetop. Yes, I know we're not cooking in the air fryer, but we do use the stove occasionally. Tonight we're going to be doing my mum's version of chow mein. So we have 500 grams of beef, just a little bit over 200 grams of chopped beans, half a cabbage shredded, 2 onions nicely diced, a cup of celery thinly sliced, some chicken noodle soup, soy sauce and curry powder. So we'll get going, and first things first, we're going to get our beef on, the mince on, and we're going to get that browned up. So we'll come back to you when we get that done. Alright, so now that we've got our mince browned off, so we're going to add to that, we're going to add our chicken noodle soup. Absorbed all the water in 2 cups of water. And yes, we're on tank water at the moment. So all we're going to do now, once we've put the water in, give it a quick little mix, and we're going to bring it to the boil. So we'll let that do its thing for a little bit, and we'll get it to the boil, and we'll come back to you for the next step. Okay, we're back again. Now, it's coming to the boil, so now we're going to add our beans, our celery, and our onions. Then I mix through. Alright, so now we added the beans, the celery and the onions. We're going to take a teaspoon, we're going to add some curry powder. Yeah, it's about a teaspoon, isn't it? And about a tablespoon of soy sauce. Yeah, about that much. Give that a mix through. Now we're going to gradually add our cabbage. You've got to let it break down before we can add it all, unless you've got a really big pot. But yeah. Alright, now that we've got our cabbage in, we'll mix through. So we're going to turn that down to a simmer and cook for, what do you think, Trace? 15-20 minutes on simmer. You want the beans to be soft but not too soft. You want a little bit of crunch there. So we're just going to turn our stove top down to simmer, chuck the lid on, and we'll let that simmer away for 15 minutes. Check it, and if it needs a bit longer we'll go, but we'll come back to you once we think it's enough. We'll let you know how long it took. And it wouldn't be an episode of Cooking with Chris if I didn't forget part of the recipe that we've added over my mum's recipe. We like to put in 2 chopped tins of water chestnuts. Alright, we're back. So what was our time on cooking? About
20 minutes.
20 minutes all up. So this is the final product. Chow mein, or mum's version of chow mein, with our little bit extra added from outside mine and Tracy, such with the water chestnut. So we'll give it a taste test. It's very hot.
Nice.
You might need to, pardon me, adjust your seasoning as you go. You might need a bit more soy sauce, a bit more curry, depending on how you like it. This is how we like it, but there you go. Chow mein, Ozzy Encounters style. Recipe will be on our website. Go to recipes, scroll down the page till you find it, and you'll see all the ingredients and all the quantities and all that on the website. So till next time, guys, stay safe, safe travels.